There we go. There we go. Oh, thanks, you. Now we should be good. I hope. Yep, we are. I wish YouTube would actually fix itself sometimes. Aye. You gonna stay? Cool. If it's awkward balance, but it works. Eh. You know what? This like background light is not doing me any favors. Fucking hell. There we go. That's better. Oh, well, then that happens. Hello? What to do? What to do? Put that on the floor. Get some stiff fluid up and all that shit. Have some cool. Help me cool down, because I. Oh, shit. She busted. Well, now I'm foamed up. Alright, where am I putting this? I'm putting you right there. And now I'm trying to put this. Ah, fuck. This is not going to be doing my neck any favors. Ugh, fucking hell. You know, as for president. Well, I'm not old enough yet. We should lower the age and then raise, and then actually have like a maximum age, limit for stuff like that. But otherwise, I do agree. Vito, what the fuck? What's up, Vito? Crazy boy. I didn't even know there's age limit. Yep, you got to be 35 years old. That's the minimum age, to run for office for at least a presidency. And then it's like 25 for Congress, I think. Even though like practically no one who's 25 ever runs for Congress. So, I mean, it's a thing. Honestly, I don't know if there's any like level of office that doesn't have like a minimum age requirement. I'm pretty sure they all have at least like you got to be like 20 or 25 or something like that. You can't just be like fresh 18 and then run for office, bro. Unless maybe there is. I don't fucking know. I did get a cool lighter from last night though. That I probably jacked from somebody, but oh well. It's nice. It's actually kind of a little fancy. Also fancy. Ugh, my god, my fucking neck is not doing amazing today at all. What is strain smoking on? Some my buddy hooked me up with. Oh, strawberry OG. The cryopactor or cryopactor. Nah, I was just skanking to the beat a lot last night, so my neck ain't really doing 100%. When you have some drinks and you end up skanking to the beat, you don't realize like you strain your neck a bit. So not that bad. I've had it worse. It's just not exactly fun because it feels like I have to like really keep my head up right now. Like if I wanted, like if I really wanted to, I'd probably be more like this. But I'm like not trying to do that because like ugh. But that's what happens when you haven't done it in a while and also age. Even though I'm just old young buck. I just need to get back in my groove on that one again. Hit the pit last night. It wasn't really like a pit. I mean, you can see some of the live footage that I got from uploaded from last night because I pretty much was uploading it right when I did videos, just because I don't really got much memory space on my phone right now, so I'm just literally uploading as I go. At this point, which actually is probably preferable. Like in between sets, I'm just like, all right, upload shorts, upload. I'll deal with the details and edit that later. At least get the basics out and then I can edit later, which I did for most of them, but not all of them yet. And I think there's like a couple more I still got uploaded, but other than that, cause I also need to really go back on like some older videos and actually get those uploaded and make sure they're then deleted so I can free up space, cause it's just like oof. Let me check it out. Yeah, it's a flag in the background. It's like like a left like syndicalist flag. I only having it there just because it's fucking like the glare of the window is annoying. I like how no matter what flag is back here, I'm always gonna get questions about it. It will never matter what flag it is. Yo, Hollands. Hey, what's up, Holland? What they do? I'm assuming you're from Holland. Good old Dutch. We're also very tall as fuck. I see your profile picture on a t-shirt. My profile pic on a t-shirt? I mean, a little bit, I guess. It would just have to be really heavily edited, though. Look a little different, look kind of cool. But yeah, I can see it. Thing is, though, like, I kind of see it more being like an album cover more so than anything else. I see album cover material. Ugh. This is the furry slash LGBTQ friendly line. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it needs to like be emphasized, but sure. That's what it is. Oh, jeez. You think having like electrolytes and recovering today would like make me feel more energetic right about now, but I am just like fucking not at all. I was hoping this would help. So you don't hate me? I'm a furry too. I'm also bi. So I mean, yeah. I mean, it's. I don't know why. Well, I mean, no. I mean, just because like I don't know why I would. So at least it's just as long as you're not a dick. You know what I mean? Like as long as you ain't a douchebag, I ain't gonna care. Thanks, man. Have fun. E. Dap it up and all that. I actually met fucking Eric from Los Monoblatos too at the show because he was just hanging out, checking the show out too with Stevie's a trombone player with the band too, and I was just like motherfucker. I was like, oh shit, this guy's here, and I obviously had to like. I was also wearing my Los Monoblatos hat, and I was like, I'm going over to you, and I'm immediately dapping you up, like, motherfucker, long time no see. I'm going to your show now. Like, I'm at this point, like, yeah, I'm going to that show this Saturday. Like, I'm gonna be calling out, even though I don't really want to, but I'm saying fuck it. It's like the mascot kind of thing. What for exactly? I know it's dressing up as an animal. Well, that's kind of the not like all of it, but that's part of it. A lot of furries, especially ones that can afford it, will do that. But predominantly, it's like just being interested in that kind of stuff overall, or even just having shit, like artwork. Because I have like slowly but surely there'll be a lot more, but at least have like that cool, like furry collie dude with a guitar jamming out or whatever the fuck, which I actually did get at a furry con. All right, there we go. Sir, how about get Ida the fuck out of here instead? Fuck you and your slavery bullshit, you fucking shit. Is that how you got your name Husky? Well, Ignar too. I mean, kind of the combination of all that, yeah. Now it's just basically like an online persona now at this rate. Ooh, some nice snack Rocket Pops. It does kind of helps a little bit. Oh, it actually kind of does, but ooh. Is that Four Loko? God damn, fuck no. Ugh. That would probably make me sick, unironically, right about now. No way. It's just a beer hug. It's by Goose Island. It's far better. Is there such thing as an alpha furry? I mean, no. I mean, there are like in any other broader community, especially when it involves or at least pertains to sex. Yeah, there's going to be tops, bottoms, switches, etc. So I mean, in that logic, sure, but I don't know, like not in the like manosphere idea or whatever the fuck, It definitely ain't that. That's for sure. Because like it's, I don't know, like it's basically literally just like how any other community would be with that. I guess I don't know. I will say there is a pretty good strong overlap of like BDSM play and shit with it. No, to be fair, I think it's kind of a given to an extent. Like IPA and Voodoo Ranger. Yeah, Voodoo Ranger's pretty good. They got like this like hypercharged fucking like IPA thing that's like practically borderline a wine at like 11% and is actually like kind of dangerous because sweet it is. And I'm just like, fuck. I'm like, I could probably have like one of those to be fine. Because it's not bad. I want to say it's my favorite though, and I want to like maybe go out of my way to get it, but it's pretty good. I like beatbox. Ugh. I mean, they're fine. Like sometimes when I've gone to like ice protests or shit like that, I'll use that instead because it's a little easier to hide. I guess it's like a juice box. I mean, or I could like slip it into like a Gatorade or like a juice bottle or some other bottle, and it'll just look like any other drink. So I mean, it'd be easy to deal with it in that level. So I mean, like I've done that. It's not really preferable. I'd rather just have like a beer hug instead. But even with Portland cops, even if they're bike cops, they tend to kind of look out for that. You don't like it when people get a little too rowdy and protest, including if shocker one of them has a beer. Pretty strong for a beer, yeah. Or Pacifico. I'm assuming that's what you mean, Pacifico. It's okay. Modelo's better, especially Modelo Negative. That's more my favorite Modelo. It's nice, smooth. What means someone new? Can you tell if they're furry or not just by the way they act? No. I mean, unless they're wearing something that's like overtly like, yeah, I'm a furry, basically advertising it in some way. But beyond that, no. Like if someone was wearing a collar, for example, yeah, you could probably get a hunch and maybe say, "Are you a furry?" Or if they happen to just wear something a little innocuous. Like my boss actually called me up, being like, "I've seen your little lanyard for my keys because it has a Furlandia on it." From the furry con that I've gone to before, and he's noticed that because I'll have it like when I have it in my pocket, like this, the lanyard is just sticking out, right? So he's seeing that, and he mentioned like, "You a furry?" You know, it's like, I've been caught. Yeah, yeah, I am. He's like, I've never actually met a furry. Do you have like a suit and stuff? And like, he started asking questions. I was like, all right, here's the rabbit hole. We're in the rabbit hole now. So, it's one of those things where it's like, sometimes you can infer, no pun intended, if someone is or not, like, but you have to kind of like have, a knowledge of it and also kind of gauge it as a night, kind of be like, oh, you're wearing this or you got that, there could be signs, potentially, but not always. Like actually, when I was at the show seeing Damage last week, or about last week, um, I noticed that there's someone who obviously was a furry there because they had like a little tail that they're wearing. It wasn't like a big one; it was like a little deer tail, like so it was like a little poof ball. And they were wearing ears, so that I think meant that their character was probably like a doe or a deer of some sort. I think so. I don't know. I mean, like I said, there could be ways to infer it, but usually you would have to like kind of be pretty obvious about it. When my boss, pointed that out to me and like noticed that, I was actually kind of surprised. I'm like, you knew that was probably some furry shit just by looking at that lane. I was kind of impressed, honestly. I was like, there's literally nothing about me right off the top that would say I'm a furry or not, unless I happen to be wearing a T-shirt that might show that. Because I do have a few different T-shirts that are furry shirts. Found free money at a bowl at church today. Nice. Seems like there's not a lot of furries. I wonder, where being furry is most common. I got no clue on that one, bro. I mean, they're everywhere. I mean, honestly. I mean, they're literally all over the place around the world. So, I mean, but I don't know. At least in my experience, especially some of the groups I follow, at least, some of the more active ones, it's usually like kind of dotted throughout the U.S., but there's no real like core area necessarily until the furry cons show up. But that also just depends on what part of the country you're at. Honestly, for the U.S., I'd probably maybe say the PNW because there's literally in Seattle a furry bar called Slyly Furry, I think it's called. And it's owned and operated by furries, and shit. So it's like, in which I'm sitting here like, we in Portland have a furry con, and yet we don't even have that fucking shit. It's like, excuse me? I was a little butthurt when I found out that information. I was like, God damn it. And funny enough, I actually do know one of, well, not literally know them, but I do know one of the furries I started it up, is because his name, at least in the furry world, is Martini Fox. I'm like, not only have I like seen you before, and I'm pretty sure I took a picture of your fursuit once at a con, but also I'm pretty sure that you've also done like adult content before as well. I'm like sure I've seen that before. Either way, I'm familiar with that guy, so I was like, oh, okay. Good to know he's in Seattle, I suppose. I guess, but I'm yet to go there, and I want to so fucking bad. Apparently, they even have like their own shit that you could buy, and get like six racks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, so not only are they like a bar, but they're also a brewery too. Like they're brewing shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's this in Portland? It's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, also in Portland, I have legitimately met people unintentionally that are furries out here. So, like, yeah, I mean, I would say the PNW broadly, but in the world, I'd probably say like Europe, like in Germany and shit, because there's a lot of like, kink communities and shit like that, and there's a very large overlap of furriness with all that. But I don't know. I don't know if there's like a specific like inherent like concentrate of like where you're more likely to find furs or not. Because I'm just speaking from my own experience, at least with the PNW. Maybe I'd be more likely to find furries if I went to like the East Coast. I don't fucking know. Seattle seems a cool place to visit. It is. I mean, it's a little little spendy because of sales taxes and other shit. That's not bad. They really don't got a nightlife though. Like most places throughout downtown Seattle, especially, close at like at the latest like at midnight. There's like nothing to do for late night shit out there. It's like what the fuck? You have to like kind of go out of downtown Seattle and go in like some of the suburbs and other places to actually find some shit that might still be open at like maybe 2. It's like Seattle kind of sucks on that one. Where at least Portland actually legitimately has a fucking nightlife out here. Where there'll be places that are still open until 2:30 in the morning when the official legal cutoff for alcohol is done. You know, like there are bars and places out here like that. And then even then, depending on what day of the week it is, I guarantee you something on the waterfront is going on. You could probably find people, you know, drinking, doing other shit out there too. At least in Portland, we have some nightlife and shit. But I wonder why the nightlife is so dry. I don't know. I'll have to figure that one out to be honest. But I mean, I'm going to be going to Seattle later this year for the DFF meetup. And I'm going to try to plan with Phoebe to possibly maybe we could link and maybe bunk here, then take the train out there or something. Whatever, especially for her, would be the most economically feasible. Because I'm taking the train up there and I'm just going to take it back. Like, that's just what I'm going to do. I'll just like hang out with some people. Maybe if someone's got a hotel that's like near the station, I'll be like, yo, cool if I just chill with you or whatever. Maybe I'll just do that with Phoebe's. Be like, yo, I literally will just be on the floor, or we could just chill and whatever the fuck. I don't care, but you know, I'll just be in the corner. What's the DFF meetup about? It's a meetup where the fans of Deep Fat Fried, you know, show up and the boys perform some sets. You know, where they each have their own little thing. Potentially, there's like an opener, probably the God Bombs maybe, or some other band. Usually, they've done that, but I don't know about this meetup. I only know that they're doing it in Seattle and the tickets aren't available yet. So I'm just like, fuck. I'm just waiting for them to be available so I could just immediately gobble them up. Be like, bye. And then after they do that shit, then it's basically just being at the venue and drinking, smoking some weed with the boys and shit, and just hanging out and having fun. Get litty with the boys, dude. Which would be so cool as fuck, because I've always been wanting to go to a meetup, and honestly, this is the closest that they're ever gonna get to Portland as it stands right now. So I gotta take my nut, dude. LA's too far away. They've done that shit a lot, you know. So they've done some in the South. They did one in New Orleans. They've done 2 in LA. They did one in New Jersey with the Dingbats. They also did the Howlin' Wolf, which I think was the one in Norla. Yeah, they've had 4 meetups, and 2 of them are in Los Angeles. And it's like, I ain't going to that. Plus, it's LA. Fuck that a little bit low key. I mean, I'd go for DFF, but I would like be so frugal while I'm out there. Wouldn't really make it as fun. But Seattle, though, I do know Seattle, and you know, like at the worst case scenario, I got my means, I'll be fine. You know, I know Seattle, but that's chill. It's just about like finally getting to meet with some people too, because not I'm seeing this like a impromptu mini like Ignar / Phoebe meetup too a little bit, because Phoebe's pretty known in the community too, and in a weird way, not trying to brag, but it could be my little time to shine. Be like, Phoebes, we're here. You know, we just start drinking, going hard and everything. Like, I'm saying this much, I'm buying her a drink for all the awesome content and epic shit and putting up my bullshit sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being like, you know what? I'm buying your ass a drink. What do you want? Just fucking say whatever it is. Just please don't make it super expensive. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, I'm monetized by then, and then I can at least use some of some of my potential income from doing this type of shit to potentially at least invest in doing some stuff there. Like do some videos and blogs of my own, being like, "Yo, what's up, bitches?" Maybe do a little sneak, like here's a cute little clip of fucking Paul doing a bit or something. because I will, want to at least, do a little few things while I'm out there. Also, just to be in Seattle, because there's like at least one store I've always wanted to go to that's like kind of a leatherwork, kind of store and shit. But it's also like very openly like kind of pet place slash furry adjacent too. Which also, why don't we have that in Portland either? What the fuck? You know what I mean? So it's just like I've never been able to go in there because every time I'm with my other friends and I'm not going to drag him in with me. I'd rather go in on my own time or whatever and just hang out and check out the place. And I don't know if I find something I like, maybe buy something. I don't fucking know. You never know. Yeah, plan out for sure. Oh yeah. Once the tickets are available and once we can see what like finances look like, I'm actually gonna hit Phoebe up about it because I want to see if she wants to do a little side trek on to Portland because we talked about it before a little bit when the last time I was on her stream, and she kind of sunk cost fallacy there for a minute, where I was kind of like, oh damn, how do I fill this dead air? Because I'm also kind of doing the same thing. And I'm also being an idiot, not realizing the tickets aren't available yet, looking like a dumbass trying to find these fucking DFF tickets. Because I'm also doing that too. I'm just like, well, this is an awkward little moment of the stream, but all right. Be the one that starts these trends in Portland. Dude, Portland's got many trends. It's got many things. I ain't the only one. That sure shit ain't gonna be the last, and I ain't the one to start it either. But that's okay. I'm literally not yelling at all. I'm just talking in a regular, somewhat loud but regular voice. I'm talking in just casual. Like, this isn't yelling, dude. What the fuck? Maybe turn your volume down or something. I don't know what to tell you. God fuck forbid if someone is eccentric when it comes to speaking, I guess. Debatable. Okay. Okay. We'll call it that. I'm not going to yell, but if you want to see yelling, I could do yelling. I mean, there's definitely a difference from what I'm doing right now versus actually yelling. Just saying. DFF in Portland might have to come out for that one. Well, go to the one in Seattle. Literally, Portland is like less than 2 hours drive from Seattle, or maybe about a 2 hour drive, give or take, depending on traffic and other variables. But it's about like 2 hours. You're about at 8. Let's bring it down to a 6. I'll bring it to whatever level I wish to bring it to. This is my stream after all. Like, you don't make the damn rules here, bro. Come on now, buddy guy. Ain't my fucking mama. What would be better? I turn the music up to an 11. Would that be better? Because now I'll have to yell over it now. Bazinga, he got me there. Oh. Hey, you know what? I could do a little trolling myself. Remember me out tonight? He's having a little dinner with his girlfriend and her hetero life partner, her friend. Her friend's actually really cool as fuck, though. Not even gonna lie. We hung out for a little bit before they left and shit, and now I'm just sitting here dog sitting. I was kind of tempted to be like, can I go with you guys? But he already gave me the rule of like, you gotta watch over the babies. I was like, okay, I'll watch over them. Baba Booey. Up to friend streets. No. She's awesome, but I see her as a friend. Like, that's all honestly ultimately what I'm gonna see her as, because like, I don't know, like, it's literally nothing against her, but there's like, I hate to say, it's kind of like the vibe of like almost like my old auntie kind of status. You know what I mean? Like some old, like, yeah, I don't know. Like it just wouldn't feel. It wouldn't vibe 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like I said though, I love her personality. She's fucking cool. Like legit. Like, Logan's girlfriend would not, have her as a lifelong friend if it wasn't for that case. You know what I'm saying? Like she's fucking awesome. But because she's also like kind of a crazy plant lady and has botanical shit, but she has like some like chemistry fucking like bio like stuff going on with different bios or shit with different little cultures and stuff that she's doing. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I knew there's like people that are into plants and shit, but this is like another level. And it's fucking dope. My auntie's caked up. Well, she's not. Not that that's a problem, but it's just like I don't know. Like I just don't see her like that at all. Maybe to somebody else, but not to me personally. Even Logan's girlfriend Whitney, she even came up to me like, "Hey, by the way, don't think don't listen to Logan when he's trying to hook you up with her and stuff." And I kind of giggled at her and be like, "I've not seen it like that at all. Don't worry." She's like, "Good, because I just want all of us to just be friends and awesome and stuff because you know we don't no complications." I'm like, "Don't worry." I'm literally not in a position with shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of, actually, they might be back. Who knows? Vito, come here. Hey, shush. Come on now. Get over here. Vito, get over here. Oh, you're both in timeout with me now. We're closing the door. Because now, you won't all fucking start rushing and bum rushing bitches and stuff. We don't need that. Hey, Jesse, no scritch scritch. I'd love to make drill, but I want to switch it up a little bit. She immediately caved up under my fucking bed. Tell her to become a furry. I don't. No. Logan's girlfriend knows. She doesn't care or it's cool for his fuck and shit, but. There's like what? It's like when I date someone, does it have to be a prerequisite to be like, oh, by the way, I'm a furry? You know, it's like no, I don't think that needs to. Maybe it'll get brought up eventually, but it doesn't like. I mean, maybe being like, yeah, I'm bi or gay, this and that or whatever. Yeah, that might be a kind of ish, a little bit to the degree, but like, really, who gives a fuck? It's like certain details just don't necessarily need to be like a first hand basis of introduction. You know what I mean? Does she have to be for? Is it just preference? I mean, I will admit it would be a little preferable if she was, but I don't care either way. Or if it was a dude either, by the way, since I'm also bi. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it would be a little preferable, to have a mutual interest like that, but there's plenty of people in relationships where, yeah, one partner's a furry and the other one ain't. In fact, I've seen a lot of that before, at furry cons where it's like, yeah, I'm not a furry, but I support my, husband or my wife's, venture in it and have fun and stuff while they're just alone at the bar and shit, just drinking and just hanging out, some other people and shit. I'm like, all right, I feel you, I see that. That's cool as fuck. Out here supporting your friends and shit, and your wife and all that. It's like that's cool, or your husband or whatever the fuck. I like it. I appreciate that shit. It's actually kind of cool stuff. Because in a weird way, seeds are being planted. You know what I mean? Well, and also I hate to say it, but they tried at one point to have like a little, wear that head once, while while they're having the biz, you know what I mean? Like just to be like, so what is that, whole thing about, that part of it? I guarantee you, dude. Like, I mean, if you're a partner, if one of them is like, you're going to probably explore that at least a little bit. MLGBT kill. So am I. Oh, that profile pic, it looks so tiny. Hold up. I know there's a way to look at it. Oh, it's just a panda. Like what? In a bunch of snow or something? That's like the tiniest PFP ever of a panda. No, I lied, brother. I found your exit offensive. You don't know why either? What do you want me to do? Here, let me just have a honk tonk accent instead, or is that even worse? I don't know. What do you want there, brother? Like, what do you want? Like, what the fuck? That's just such the most offhanded, random ass comment I've ever seen so far on the stream. That's not as bad. Oh my god. So, yeah, just talk like, good old country bunkin' or something, brother. Oh my fucking god. Vito! Shut up. Vito! Shut up. Come on now. Oh, you stretch bean. Stretch your Vito. Stretch your Jazzy. Come on. Calm your asses down. Quit being antsy. Watch where you're moving your little head, Vito. And what the fuck are you doing? Oh my god, these dogs. Vito. Just get the fuck up here, Vito. I personally can't see you dating a guy. I don't know why. Well, I have before. And funny enough, I've had more sexual experiences with dudes more so than women, but not that it's like in competition on what I'm laying with more than the other, but I'm just saying, at least personally my own experience has been more of that than not. So I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things where I guess I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? You don't come off as gay to me. Well, also right now I'm just like chilling and just kind of just not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Like that's just what I'm doing. But I mean, I've had times where I could be kind of flamboyant and stuff occasionally and shit. Or I'll be like, "Oh my god, you fucking bitch," like what the fuck, or some shit like that. Like it will come out. Like I do get some flamboyancy and shit, but being bi doesn't, or even being gay doesn't inherently mean you get like some flamboyancy. But I like to do it sometimes anyway, so it's whatever. I mean, I'm also a switch too. I mean, it's kind of the best of both worlds about being bi. Like you also appreciate all the factors of both worlds. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. The only time where being a centrist is actually good. What's up, game? What's up? Never told me that. We'll never guess. Just off of our past interactions. Well, I guess you just know that I'm just real like that. I'm not gonna lie, being crossfaded is helping my skanky to the beat kind of shit. Neck being all strained, and it is so much better. Still gonna feel it tomorrow though. I just need to keep the crossfade. Finish this time from last night. Damn. Rough. You look like you're from Texas too, where there ain't too much of that. What's funny, I have family in Texas, and I've been there many of times. So, I mean, honestly, my mom is, the one that came from Texas, so it's her side of the family. So, I mean, you really are not that far off from that assumption, bro. There's a skosh of that in there. For like West Virginia, not so much. Now you just went way off. You're right. More closer to it on your first guess. Chicken coops have two doors because they have four. They'd be chicken sedans. But that's a dad joke if I heard one. But they're just in a closet. No, there's gay daddies and bear daddies out there. like the whole term gay bear is like, go look that up, or leather daddies and shit. Like trust me, my man, masculine gay men exist. I've even in the furry community too, and there's a few of them where I'm like, even I'm like, oh my god, slay me, please. My sub/switch side of me where I'm like, all right, my bottom's coming out. I'll literally be like, slay me, daddy, please. Unironically, I'm just saying, I'm being fucking real with that. Like, I could, for example, there's a guy in the fur community named Palace Wolf that that's kind of like somewhat known to some people and shit, and he's actually like legit like swelled up and shit. I'm like, oh my fucking, it's like literal like Greek chiseled fucking like bleh, shit. I'm like, motherfuck. I'm like, god damn. And yes, he also does adult stuff too sometimes. Just saying. And I'm like, just a stereotypical nosebleeds where it's just like a fucking flood kind of type shit. I'm like, fuck. So like I said, man, trust me, they exist. Like, not every gay is a twink. I mean, there would be an overpopulation of twinks where there would have to be a little bit of a culling of the herd. A little bit. Would have to have an actual, like, mass twink death to counterbalance, okay? Like, for every, for every, like, 3 twinks, we at least need 1 or 2 twink deaths. I'm just saying, every so often, we just need a twink death occasionally because, with how are those twinks gonna be pleasure without no daddies to do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Come on. Where the fuck am I going with this, by the way? What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? What is this now, dude? What the fuck are we doing, bro? What the fuck? Why are we in this right now? Why are we going down this fucking the twink hole, bro? Jesus Christ. Degenerate commie fuck. At least I own it, bitch. What the fuck you gonna do about it? Oh my god. I'm just now like, what? Why? What are we doing right now? How do we fall into this hole? The twink hole, dude. You dead? I should honestly unironically make this a stand-up, dude. This would actually probably be a fun one, amongst some people, dude. This what the fuck? That's just diabolical. Jesus Christ. So anyway, how's the weather? Because it's hot as fuck over here. But I have a perpetual sweat. Not even shower helped at all. Ever notice how Jesus never heals dwarfism? Ain't no little person ever woke up 6'2" after praying. What the fuck? Oh my fucking god! I'm clipping this. Oh my god, that's being clipped. Oh my fucking Christ! Holy fuck! This is why. This is why God has looked past us and said, and we stray from the light, bro. This is what happens. Oh my fucking. Oh my fucking god, Jesus! That got a good fuck ass belly laugh out of me. Vito, shut up! Come on, bro. Beater, potato. Beetle. God damn. Shut the fuck up. Oh my lord. Come on now. Bruh. You're so antsy. Your actions are what causing you to stay here. I don't know you boofing endlessly. We'll open this up a little bit just because it's, even with this fucking fan, it's still stuffy. Open up, bitch. Ah, fuck. God, I hate this stupid fucking lock that he got on his bitch ass. There we go. Just a little bit to kind of get some flow going. This live's taking an interesting turn. No shit. To be fair, when do they not? There's so many different variables that, go into these streams where, it's just chaos sometimes. God's not real, worship the devil. Well, by that logic, if God ain't real, neither's the devil, because the devil, Lucifer, fell from heaven and shit. So that would kind of imply that neither exist. I'm more praise the Lord of Chaos. For I'm a chaos wizard. Vito! So is he. What's wrong with you? What's up? There's nothing out there. No one's here. Besides just me, bro. Just, what the fuck? I swear to God, if you keep boofing like you are. Yeah, see, there ain't nothing. My lord. I still like the song, but we're switching it up. There we go. Oh, yeah, let me make sure the door can stay open. Because this door likes to not, just be open. There we go. Ugh. Nah, devil's alive and well. I mean, symbolically and in every other way, though, yes. Because, as far as I'm concerned, if it triggers a Christian and triggers a gourd believer situation, then I'm all here for it. Ave Satanas, motherfucker. 666. I even have, one of my little orders / rules, dedicated to, making sure that, God bothers, kind of fuck off when I'm really bored and impatient with them. I'll tolerate it to an extent, but at a certain point, I'm like, nah, go piss off. So checking in, fuck us, all Prince. Fuck yeah. Fuck guys. Wonder if there's a furry of all furries, like a head furry. Not really, but there is one dude named Kage that started Anthrocon, which is like the biggest con now. And like for furries, it's basically like the red apple for like furries every year with Anthrocon. And like he started that, and he's been like, furry since the old days. Like furry's been around since like the 70s and shit. So, and he was around during that time. And over the course of, decades and shit, and meticulous different things, especially and everything, he eventually started that con. I think back in the early 2000s. Like, it's also one of the longest running cons that have existed too. I just forgot how long it's lasted, to be honest. So, like, it's been around for a long fucking time. And then it just has been growing ever since, and then there's been others that have, grown and have popped up since then, obviously, but it was kind of the OG. And he's still, active and known and shit to an extent and everything, but there's not really like an inherent like head of furries, or it's not like some council, or there's like a government, and we have a president, or what I mean. It's not like some membership type of thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't none of that. It's been around a long time. Well, yeah, furries and anthropomorphic, interests and people being into that have also been around way longer than that prior. I mean, it even goes far back as like, even during like 10,000 BC, like, because there's even a lion sculpture that's anthropomorphic that was discovered in Germany. I think around like 30,000 BC was when they carbon dated it, and it's in a museum in Germany now, and you can go see and check out. But it's like one of the earliest forms of like anthropomorphic, sculpture / obvious interest that is recorded and discovered that we can know of, that humans have had as an interest, of this lion statue, and we don't really know what exactly it was meant to represent. Probably, obviously, meant to represent probably this long dead paganistic Germanic religion at the time, probably, or at least a very hyper proto Indo European religion of some sort. But nonetheless, like it represented something. I mean, and it's cool as fuck. I mean, so humans in general have always been like interested in anthropomorphic things, but like the modern concept of like furry has been around at least since the '70s because it was. I mean, honestly, in a way, at least coined it in a sense to lump it all together in a sense of this is the interest. That doesn't necessarily mean people that do anthropomorphic art or rituals or even in a religious sense, right? Like that doesn't mean they're furries, but at least there's a way to coin the term of like it at least being adjacent in the sense of what built up to that modern culture of what is a furry. There's a lot of low to it, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes on to it because you mean even before like a furry wasn't really a thing, a lot of people that were into that, before that was kind of coined as a term, were going to like a lot of sci-fi conventions or like fantasy conventions and shit like that. So I mean, like if you really want to kind of get technical, like furries have been around even probably since the late '50s and early '60s, especially when that like sci-fi wave hit. Like so, it's one of those things where it's like it's kind of hard to exactly say when outside of like when it was officially started coined as a term, but beyond that, like it's kind of some technicality around it, to an extent. I just go based off the once that term was coined and shit, for me personally, because there's just too much technicals and asterisks and other bullshit when it comes to everything else prior to that. So I'm just like, I'm just not gonna make that judgment, even though I've been a furry for like since 2012 too. I know a lot of lore of this shit too. Which also, I'm not gonna lie, as a little side point and not sequitur, like how in the fuck have we basically been talking about furs for like damn near a fucking hour? Not like an hour. It hasn't been an hour on stream yet, but like most of the stream has pretty much been about this subject in one way, shape, or form. Is that just that interesting right now? I guess. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just like it's just an observation, something I've noticed. Frankly, it's kind of a breath of fresh air to be fucking frank, because I kind of don't want to I mean, it's like I like talking politics and all that other shit, but it's kind of nice to just have something else for a change. I mean, I will admit. When did you get into it and how? Um, I was just like doodling and drawing a lot of different, like wolves and shit like that, basically. Around like 2011, 20. I was, because I draw a lot, so I was doing that type of shit. And then, one time when I was, we had like a little family dinner with one of my, uh an old family friend of ours, who also used to work for my mom when she did photography and stuff, just for contextual sake. And so she was just like a little, not like a little older, but she was like she graduated in 2008, and I did in 2015. So she was like young adult, early 20s, by that point, while I'm still a kid, But anyway, I digress though. But long term family friend and shit, for me and my mom and stuff, because she was fucking awesome, and also we had similar music tastes and all that other shit. Like she was just a really cool person. Anyway, digression. So I brought my art book when we went out to go eat. After I think my mom finished up work, and she happened to be closing out with her too. And I got out of school, so I go to her studio because it was pretty much around the corner from the school at the time. And I would just be like, all right, what's up, guys? So I'm just gonna be hanging out in this little guest area, like the guest, slash side assistant, studio like spot on that computer, just hang out and chill, do some art, homework, other shit, whatever the fuck, that kind of stuff. And then a couple hours later they close out, finish, close out the night and all that. And then we went to dinner, and I brought my, obviously I have my art book, with me, and I'm just drawing a bunch of shit, while doing that, waiting for, waiting for our for our food after we ordered. I remember it being like a Lebanese spot and it being fucking amazing. I just don't remember where it was or if it's even still a business anymore, but I just remember it being really fucking amazing, and my mom was able to get a kind of a hookup with it because she used to do her photography. Used to do some photos, for the woman who owned the business. So she got a little hookup, with that type of shit there too. So I need to ask her about that because I mean, but it was just so fucking long ago that I just don't even remember any of that context. That's why I just know it was Lebanese and it was so delicious. Anyway, so I'm drawing like these like not like literally anthropomorphic, but they're sentient as they have like right, like they have like human esque personalities, to an extent. And she happened to point out, be like, "Hey, are you drawing furries?" And I looked at her, I was like, "What are those? What's a furry? What are furries?" And she's like, "Oh, they're like kind of what you're drawing, but they usually more like anthropomorphic or like more human looking, and blah blah blah." But that's kind of what you're drawing. I looked it up immediately on my phone, and I was like, "Oh, so it's like that." And I, because I pulled up one of the first pictures I saw, which is just some, like wolf guy doing me like, "What's up?" with like some music beats around him and all that other shit, just being like, "I'm in my music bliss" kind of thing. And she was like, "Yeah, basically some stuff like that." And I was like, "More? You could do that?" I was like, "Ooh, interesting. I want to try some of that." And just kind of ragdolled from there. Hey, what's up, Taylor? Checking in, be back in a bit. No worries. Yeah, I have no idea how long we're gonna be lasting. I'm just gonna hang out until my homeboy and his roommate, girlfriend, and her friend, come back. Because obviously I'm gonna want to at least check in and see what's up to that. But I have no idea what's going on with that, to be honest. I just know they're having the time, and that's some good shit. It's crazy to remember that. I mean, it was kind of a pinnacle moment in my life. I mean, to an extent, yeah, I'm gonna remember it. I mean, honestly, if it literally wasn't for that virtue of like me discovering what a furry was really ultimately at that point, like that day literally probably would have been so fucking innocuous I wouldn't remember a fucking thing. Like, but just because of that, yeah, I mean, it was something that always just stuck with me, and especially in the early days, especially being a kid, like I kind of, you know, made it at least for a minute, part of my personality. But with maturity and age, you kind of chill the fuck out, like a lot. And honestly, I'm not like that active in the furry community overall, despite being one myself. I mean, and if I am, I kind of want to like go in with something. And I already have an idea of what I want to do, especially because I like music and shit, and I want to at least go forward with that. But I mean, why not combine the two? And frankly, I mean, like I probably would. I mean, at least especially for like animated videos, if I ever got to a point where I can like commission someone to do an animated music video or some shit like that, like I'm definitely gonna just basically use my broader like furry persona as that character, instead of just me. Or maybe add like a little back and forth switch with it, kind of thing, where it's like, like live video kind of shit where it's me, but then it kind of transitions into this cool thing, or something. I don't know, depending on the song or something. Oh no, my fidget spinning. No, you can't because she's dipping off for a bit and we'll come back later because she's just saying what's up and checking in. Maybe you should read what the fuck she said instead of Googling and Googling like a weird freak. Sure, the community will get bigger over the years. It literally has. Normies have taken over to an extent as well. And it's to the point where I'm not even like a big fan of certain cons anymore just because it got too sanitized. Sorry, normies, you kind of ruined the niche of what furries were. Everyone fucking knows it, and their mother now knows what they are for the most part. So it's just like, mostly at least. If not, they at least understand that it's a thing, even if they don't know what it is. But straight up though, it's kind of a truth. Why do I look like a woman? Huh? Have you never seen a dude with long hair before? Just saw Evil Dead Burn. What a piece of shit. Was that new Evil Dead movie that came out? Or at least I heard there was like some new Evil Dead movie that, was released or something. Let me guess, Bruce Campbell wasn't even in it. Because wasn't he in the original ones? Or am I just misremembering? Must have been broke. So bad. Nah, Bruce Campbell. Nah, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't really judge on the virtue of the film. But I got a soft spot for Bruce Campbell. Have you ever listened to a Psycho 6 song, literally called Bruce Campbell? Because Bruce Campbell has heard of it and seen it, has even reacted to it before. I mean, it's just kind of like, damn. I mean, I got a soft spot for him. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of like him. I don't know what his politics are at all, but regardless, I mean, I like the guy. I mean, it's kind of his little thing, you know what I mean? So he probably just wanted to have like a little hoorah, like one more little round because he just never got around to it or something, you know what I mean? But I don't fucking know. Like, I haven't seen it. I didn't even realize it was released up until like a week ago. Bruce Campbell hit on your mom? What the fuck? He hit on your mom? What's the context of this? I hate to fucking say it, but what's the context of that situation? I mean, because that, like, to me, I would, like, this is just me. I would be flattered if that happened, personally. But that's just me. I can't speak for nobody else, but that's just personally me. You met him at Comic Con? Okay. Where they just chatting it up and he just happened to, do some, little flirtatious comments here and there or something. I mean, well, again, like, if it's a little something like that, then I can't really, I don't know. I can't really see it too bad. But if he's like, yo, baby, or something like that, you know what I mean? That was flat for her. All right, I figured because that's what I figured because I mean, like my mom has actually had that once, weirdly enough, with Benedict Cumberbatch actually in London. She literally went to England just to go see a fucking play with him. I think Hamlet or some shit, with him in it, starring it. And was able to have a moment, to get an autograph and some pictures and and kind of been like, oh yes, darling, blah blah blah, kind of quick little flirtatious comment thing, being like, something like that as he's moving along because everyone's freaking the fuck out wanting to do the same thing, basically. About the dog catch it the next time. Yeah, for sure. Who knows? I might be back later tonight, but probably not. I mean, tomorrow's another day off, so as far as I'm concerned, outside of I guess some chores around here and maybe even trying to get some more shit from my place and talk to Logan about that. Like I literally have nothing better to do for the next night and tomorrow. I can't send a gift because I'm not monetized yet. I'm getting close. About 350 hours left. Last time I checked, with watch hours, to be eligibility for the 3 hour, mark for, watch hours and stuff for monetization. So I'm getting pretty close now at this rate. Which, speaking of, that means we should probably all be sharing and spreading love and pressing all the monkey buttons when it comes to the algorithm to make sure it kind of boosts up a bit. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't be a bad idea. Because it's basically counting every little second, practically. As long as you hang out here for at least like 10 seconds. And if and so many people, including trolls, like to do that, where it's like, hey, I could, that's why I don't really care too much, all in all, to an extent, because, like, it just helps me. Every little thing counts. Because at this rate, the tip jar is basically just your eyeballs just being on this. For now. And the few times I have my Cash App pinned in the comments, but I don't have that right now. It is on my About page on my YouTube channel, so anyone in the US, if you want to send a little love tip, there is a way to do that. But it's not forced. Not until the monetization hits, and then I'm going to start showing that a little bit more. I'll say that much. Because I got ideas. I got ideas when it comes to, like, using that monetization, because I could be like, all right, we're setting some goals up. Because I'll do that shit. I'll be like, all right, we're getting some fucking goals. We're going to be doing some shit. It's going to be good shit. Tell you what. But not there yet. So a little bit sure. Make sure we're also on all messages. I don't know why it always goes back to top messages at a certain point. That's annoying. Ooh, that felt good. That's still? Nope. They're just both out there just chilling. Beto. Sleep boy. He's just plopped out and pooped out. He got a nice good little walk earlier, and now he's just out. Probably because it's just so fucking, like, toasty today. It's like, ugh. Even having my hair down like this, it's just like, trying to keep it all like one side, and now I need to like transition it all to the other because it's just like a fucking blanket. Ugh. At least now it's nighttime out. Well, not completely, but it's basically like that now. It's like, oh, it do feel better, but the heat's still there though. Man, the second floor. Ugh. Why must we be on like the top floor of this like fucking bitch ass? Like this. Ugh. The heat rises. And Frank, like, my room especially fucking sucks. $112? Fucking, I'd die. I'd be in here like borderline heat stroking, dude, if that happened. I would like literally be in the fucking shower pretty much most of the day just with cold water on me, be like, nah, bro. Hell no. Oh my god. Ugh. I don't even know what the like weather really like temperature wise was today, but I think it was at least in like the 90s or early or like low 90s or high 80s. But ugh. Like I said, even having a shower earlier today like did not help at all. Plus, after yesterday, I kind of needed it anyway. Because even that venue was sweaty and hot. Even Eric from Awesome on Blows, when he saw my hat, it's like, yo, look at this fucking thing. He's like, oh, well, very sweaty, goddamn. And I was like, venue's hot as fuck, man. I'm sorry. Plus, it's weighty, like, what can I tell you? It's been for some shit. It's like, no worries, dog. All Gucci. Yeah, like, because, I mean, it's just between yesterday and today, like, I mean, yesterday wasn't as bad. It's just the venue was just hot, and obviously there's a lot of bodies, there's music and blah blah blah. I mean, that's kind of expected, to be honest. But yeah, like today though, even just hanging out here, I was just like, oof, oof. I was hiding inside most of the day. Don't blame you. And I'm assuming you don't have like a area where there's like water where you can go swimming and shit. You know, because if I was kind of half tempted to do that today, but I was kind of on babysit duty with the beans. So plus, Logan's girlfriend was here chilling and shit. And also, I'll say like I walked in on him hanging out on the couch over here in the living room, literally like one layer away from being full naked, and I was just like, "Oh, hey y'all, what's up? I'm just grabbing juice. I'm just dying." Honestly, because initially when I looked over, I thought they were like both of them were just straight new for a sec. Because I just like, it was like a quick like, oh, they're there, you know. But then I looked back over and they were fine, and I was like, okay, whatever. It's like I'm just dying in there. I'm gonna try to have a cold shower later, but I'm just sitting here roughing it out. And also last night I barely ate fuck all. I remember Logan wanted me to stream, and I was like, I did for like a minute. I was like, actually, I'm not feeling it, and I like stopped it. But he's like, no, I wanna. I'm like, well, fine, you fucking do it then. And at a certain point, I think I eventually stopped it, being like, all right, you had your dose or something. I don't remember. I just know at a certain point I was just crashing, and I was like, I just need food, and that just never happened because also half of my fucking day on top of just trying to cool down and chill was shit my fucking brains out with nothing. It's just fluids, and I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I ate fucking nothing last night. It was all drink and no fucking sustenance. So I just been chilling, had some yogurt, eating some celery sticks and some strawberries, electrolytes, some fruit juice. Like, I'm doing, actually now I'm doing fucking pretty good, but I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like the first half of this, like most of this day, arguably was just fucked. I was like, I'm dying. I can barely stay up. I just want to sleep, but people are over. We're hanging out. I persevere. Sounds like commie diet, huh? No, I just wasn't responsible and didn't eat anything last night. That's all. What the fuck are you talking about, huh? What? And who I'm talking to? I don't know. It's called a fucking chat. I got my mom there. Then we're talking. I don't know. What the fuck you mean? Huh? You don't have eyeballs? Took a live by body water, but it's not safe for swimming. That's unfortunate. I don't know, exactly where that would be, but hey, I know that here in the PNW we got like decent little spots, so it's not too bad. Watermere is always good for some swimming and stuff. Clackamas River is always great for kayaking and shit, and finding good little swimming holes to do some dives and shit. We're kind of blessed, with the Pacific Northwest when it comes to shit like that. Hydroelectric. Uh well, weirdly enough, I have actually swam in a body of water that was, in a reservoir with a dam. You just don't want to be anywhere near that fucking dam. I mean, normally they would have, like buoys and shit to be like, no, you don't go farther than this. Like, this is your limit, so you don't get near there, so you don't intentionally hurt yourself and this and that. All that type of shit. So, at least in my experience, at least out here, there are places where you can safely swim, where it is like a dam reservoir or something like that, but they usually have like buoys and other stuff to keep people from swimming in the other end. And they're pretty restrictive about shit. They usually have like, lifeguards or guards of some sort, on duty, observing that shit. Like, you can, like, be on the edge of it and, like, hang out and maybe, like, you know, lean on it or whatever, but you can't, like, fucking sit on it or be on the other side. You can't, like, fence ride it. Like, you could literally, like, chill and that's it. You know, that's fine. But beyond that, like, yeah, no bueno. About to finish? Well, here, you could go finish somewhere else. How about that, you little weird freak? Buy me a drink first before you start doing that. How about that, you little fucking cuck? Be a good pay pig. Come on now. Swim in there means swim gets sucked under. So there just is no protection around it. So it's just like, yeah, nah, you just ain't doing that type of shit. Like, that kind of sucks. I mean, I'm sure you could walk up against the shore and, like, take kind of a quick little, like, dunk. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you could do that. Just walk up on shore and just, like, do a dunk and just be like, water. And then just walk out. And you could do that, you know? Like, you don't have to, like, go full swim mode. Gen Z who hates guns. Huh? Think it made sense, my guy. What the fuck are you even talking about? You trying to refer to me? Because I'm a cusper, not a Gen Zer. And also, I love guns. I am very pro-gun, so you got that wrong. Fascism, yes. Yeah, obviously, I hate that. Why wouldn't you? And also, capitalism, yeah. But there's also no ethical consumption under capitalism. But so what the fuck what? Like, your point? Like, what the... You think you tried to own me, kid? You might want to, you know, reevaluate some of the things you were trying to get on me there, my guy. What do you like? I don't know. A lot of different things. I mean, be a little specific about what you mean by that, I guess. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of things I like. Missionary, yeah, that would be safeful. Yeah. I mean, having, like, you know, walking in there, like, you know, waist deep and then just doing, like, a little whoop, little dip, a little head dip and something. I mean, then you could kind of maybe, like, at that area, kind of, like, gently, kind of, like, you know, wade yourself around a little bit and then just kind of walk back out. The old, you criticize society, but yet interesting, you partake in it and stuff, you know, bro? Like, that's very curious of you, man. It's like, yeah, shocker, because, like, you can't even also run to the forest and rewild yourself or whatever the fuck if you hate the system either, you know, because also there's no land to do that in. Eventually, someone from the system, like a park ranger or some federal, you know, dude or somebody is going to find your ass out there and be like, what the fuck you doing? So, like, it's a mute point. Like, who gives a fuck? Guys trying to sound smart by using redundant definitions. I know that's not even like, yeah, that's not even the point I was even about to get to yet. But yeah, that's even another one. It's just brought it up, but like, yeah, companies inherently and corporations by their nature are capitalists. Duh. Why are you being redundant? Make it make sense, my guy. Duh. The fuck? I wasn't ready to get to that one, you know, but you know what? Since you got brought up, fuck it. You know, we ball. Because, like, yeah. Like, huh? Yeah, shocker. The United States, we're a hyper-capitalistic system, thus I have to participate in such a system. And also, a majority of our global economy is based off that system, thus, majority of people are participating in said system. Shocker. Wow. What a point you have made there, my guy. Mine is truly fucking blown right now. He is fucking me up, bro. You know what? Even being anti-capitalist, like the whole concept of being like, yeah, there's something that kind of like funds slash like helps invest into things that you do, or at least when it comes to personal ventures or whatever the fuck, or having like little commodities like phones or other shit. Yeah, how's that a problem? Even in like a even leftists and plenty of them do shit like that. What do you think busking is? Like you get like some guy playing guitar or some other music on the side of the street, and they got a little tin can or the guitar case full of money and change, like shit like that. Oh, because they're like an anarcho lefty, you shouldn't be doing that. Like the fuck? Why not? They still have to maintain their equipment, and they need money to do that. They still need fucking food and water in their belly. They still need something. They need a roof over their head. And guess what? You need money for that, and that's one way to do it. Shocker. And goddamn, is this fucking thing just not wanting to? Yeah. Piece of shit. Eh. Whichever day alien shit. I don't know. Depends on what she looks like. Waffles, pancakes. Pancakes, but it's not really competition. Cauliflower's broccoli's evil albino twin. I mean, sure. Still good though. Barron Trump is an anchor baby? He literally is like built like a fucking anchor. That guy's a unit, dude. I mean, I just hate that he's also just kind of like another fucking, Trump sick fuck weirdo. Like, he's kind of like, oh yeah, I love my daddy and stuff. You don't, I mean, I haven't heard his voice, so I don't know what he sounds like, but I'm just like, wow. You all are also to a daddy's boy. Shocker. I need his recognition, so I'm gonna literally lop him up a lot and hopefully he recognizes me or something. He's doing that, and I'm like, wow. Ugh. It's kind of pathetic. I was kind of hoping he would be better than that. But, no. Nah. Unfortunately not. Which is annoying because it would have been nice to him, if he was like a rebellious fuck, being like, yeah, fuck you, dad. Like punches him in the face and be like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, that would be nice, but, we can't have nice things. Bro has autism to the point it's a handicap. Wait, is that actually confirmed? Wait, does he actually have the tism? Does Barron have the tism? Is that actually confirmed? Or are we just saying that? Not that I have a problem with it, by the way, because, like, I'm just saying, like, though he kind of does look like he has the tism, though. He kind of does look like that. Autists or capitalists concern me. Fair. How do you feel about the brutality of the band Indian? I don't even know what that band is. It's I'm sure, but bro, come on. Yeah, I see it. I can kind of get it, because he hasn't spoken publicly and shit either, and he has been mostly like a shut in for most of his life because of his family, especially with the last like what fucking since 2015, like in the last decade or so of his life. And also probably has never really seen his dad much and not had really real development, with a lot of things outside just bullshit, yuppie ass private school, fucking, pseudo faggoty shit. Like, I mean, let's just be real, bro. Like, I mean, he probably actually is. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually is like maybe even like bi or something too, because he's just literally has just been isolated and just doesn't care kind of shit. You know what I mean? I mean, his dad's bisexual. I mean, it's probably likely that it might run with the family. You know what I mean? Man, I wonder, like, with that motherfucking, like, if I was in his position, I feel like I would just be a rebellious shit. And, like, turn on that shit. Be like, convince my mom, Melania, to be like, yo, do we really have to? Let's just, like, fucking, do the gambit, the Hail Mary, you know what I mean? Like, fuck it, kind of, you know what I'm saying? But, no, he's too much of an insecure bitch. A little bit nice, though. A little bit kind of cool to, like, have that be, like, a little wrench and everything. I'm sure in some alternate universe that's probably what happened. And they're probably doing a little better than we are. Got it there for you. Well, okay. I'm probably not going to do it. Unless it's, I don't know, something that's reasonable. Dock of the Selwood Beach smells a lot worse than usual, MC. Hey, you just been hanging out at the beach all day? Nice. Today was toasty. And why does it smell bad? Is it like algae shit or something? Like, what's up with that? Could be algae bloom shit, dude. Which might be no bueno. Mm. Hopefully not algae. I have no idea though. I mean, I wouldn't know either. I wasn't out there. I mean, what was like the smell? Was it like kind of sewer like, or like kind of a weird like bio, like kind of like a plant s smell? I mean, I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess, but yo, bro, I already read it earlier. If you got dare for me, then fucking then shoot it. I'm not gonna probably do it, but fucking say what it is, dude. Don't be spamming it, or at least don't start spamming it. Just say it. Man, why do people just not listen sometimes? I think it's just dock area though. I didn't know it's the smell in North Beach area. Well, the dock area has some still water, so it might probably be algae blooms in the still water area in that dock area. So that's probably what it was. Algae smells really bad when it rots, like corpse bad. Well, it probably wasn't that. I mean, I have no idea. I'm just taking a guess. It does smell like corpse. Yeah. I mean, I know for a fact it wouldn't be that because of the heat. It would be more blooming more than dying. So, I mean, it probably is more likely that it's blooming. In some of the still water. Because that's where it would, thrive better. And with this heat, that's what's probably helping with that. What dog is the best I could describe the smell? Were there a lot of people with their dogs? I mean, I saw a picture. It looked like there was a lot of people active on the river. Could just be because of the heat. Like people with their dogs probably have like a wet. It just fumigates a bit. I don't know. Mixed with like the environment. Ton dogs. It's probably because of all of that in a weird way. Just because there's so many dogs with the heat, that's radiating a lot of their scent off of them and shit, and it's evaporating a lot of the wetness off of their fur and shit. That's probably what it was, actually. I mean, if there's like a lot of dogs, especially if it happened to be near the dock and stuff, then that's probably what it was. Because I'm assuming a lot of people on the dock had their dogs too and stuff. I think someone did dump something at one point because there was this oil-looking sheen. Oh man, fuck people like that. Fucking scumbag. People like that need to. Never mind. I was gonna say, like a toilet. How about this? Boil them. Bully them. Like you're dunking their head in the toilet, but just do that on the edge of the dock, in the river, and be like, just do that every so often. Like you're a bully in middle school, dunking, a nerd's kid in the toilet. Microclimate sort of thing. They absolutely are. Conservatives don't like to admit that, but that is a real legit thing. And that impacts a lot of, like a butterfly effect into other climates and broader regional climates as well. That's also another thing that they don't like to mention. So I sometimes, taking care of your microclimates, helps, with the broader health of the macroclimates. Because if one falls, then it's just only a domino effect, at that point. Jesus, why is that fucking bursting out like huge flames? Oh, there's like a balance on this thing I need to figure out. There we go. I don't know who the fuck would be using this to light a cigarette, but because this is ridiculous. All I remember is that I picked this up where it was abandoned at the I think what was it? The trap, I think. Yeah, it was a trap. And then because I was looking at it being like, who the fuck like smokes a cigarette with this? Like, yeah, let me light my shit. And it's at like, like some fucking huge ass flame. I'm like, what? Why? I mean, it looks nice, but like, you don't torch a cig with this shit. It's so redundant. It's like, what the fuck, dude? I'm not gonna lie, like, after the show, I do vaguely remember, a lot of shit that happened that night, afterwards, but I was kind of like, the trap is like I don't know why, like a weird blur to me. Even though at that point I wasn't even really fucked up, I was just kind of like, I just need food, bro. Because I did a song, didn't look at anyone. We're all chilling, kicking and stuff, and then we dipped after that. So I'm just like, I'm just wondering, honestly, I forgot what fucking song I did. Was it what was it? I don't even remember. I legit don't even remember which song I did. I know that Logan did a Chili Pepper song, and you wanted me to like kind of join him with it a little bit, but the other guy was like, "Nah." I was like, "Okay, never mind." I was like, "Whatever." I just don't want to be on stage with it. Space Truck, or whatever that song was called. UFO Big Rigs and Barbecue? Was it that one? Pretty sure it wasn't. I love that shit. That happened last night. What? Standard one you do all the time? I mean, I'm just not gonna lie, it just escapes me. For whatever reason, the trap was just kind of a blur. At least when it came to like, being there for a little bit, but then I do remember I was just hanging out in the back for a bit, and we eventually dipped afterwards. I, I don't know why that particular part of the night was a blur. Outside of, I guess I just didn't eat much, and I was tired as fuck, and I was like, all right, had a lot of drink, have a little bit more, but food. It's like I still have some, as well. Like that's just pretty much what I'm doing now. It's just like the recovery day. This is what it is. Still have a little fun, a little hair to dog kind of stuff, but I will say there is some boneless wings that are kind of calling my name here a little bit. Though I'm gonna wait until home slice comes back, so I'll share some of that with people. I know Logan's gonna probably remember, what song I fucking did, so I'm just gonna have to ask him later. Be like, what was the song, dude? Hold on. Okay, hold up. Look at this. Oh my god. Hey, Vito. Oh, damn it. Vito Potato. That was the most adorable little fucking thing I've ever seen. Derp dog. I know, that was so adorable. At least we got some moment of that. That was so fucking cute. Alright, we're saving that too. That's a highlight right there. Until he went like, Ram! The fuck was the noise? That silly ass dog. Goofy old Bane. That was so adorable. That little tooth, little snack tooth, like, so fucking cute. Silly of beans, dude. The silliest of beans. Vito. Jazzy. Well, hi, you big old dirt boy. Where's Jazzy Chunk? Where's your sister? Jazzy. 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 Well, you lazy bean. What are you doing? Oh, you stretch bean. Oh. Oh, look at that little snaggle tooth you got too. There's a few. Come here. Up. Oh. Chunk. You get up here too. There you go. There's room for both of you. Oh my lord. Oh. Little chunk. Well, she's in bliss. Your big old butt is just like scooch right up on her. Oh my lord. Big old chunk. Well, I got a dog pile going on here. It's a little fur pile now. Oh, so. You're just so cute. You're just so sweet with all the softness and sweetness. I probably disturbed you in your slumber, and that's why you were like sluggishly like, meh. Aww. Aww, Vita laying on her tail. It's so cute. You derpy sweet boy. You just a good boy. You just a good little bro. Who has, oh my god. At least her ear's healing way better, but man. Oh. That poor old boy. Hey, what are you doing getting up and standing? What are you doing, bro? Vito, what are you doing? Vito, you're knocking around shit on the windowsill. What are you doing? Boy, you dirt. Yeah, that's what happens. That Jazzy has August throne to claim. Well, well. Jazzy, oh my god. You absurd galumph. She's in bliss. Wow. She's just a puppy. Even though she's like almost 6 years old now at this point. But she really is though. Like this is ridiculous. Oh my god, hold on. She's like, oh shit, I'm on camera. Oh lord. Shunk. All dogs are puppies. They really are. Look at this bunny. Look at that happy sweetness. She's like, can you move so I can like plop my head? My cat took it toilet paper while I was in the shower and tore it up, so here we are. Damn. Oof. Fucking hate when that happens. Luckily, I don't really necessarily have to worry about that as much anymore because we don't have cats, but I remember those times. It's been evil today. A rascal little bastard. I mean, I even had to do one too myself, just on the verge of just like, I want to just see if this helps me cool down, and it didn't at all. It literally didn't. I mean, it did for like 10 minutes, but once I finally like got out of the shower, I was like immediately back to like feeling like a swamp ass. I was like, what the fuck? It was just some ass today, bro. It was a hot day today in the P&W. Tell you what. Being puppy's 15, but I don't think she's a puppy still. It's because after her small and that useful presence. Aww. At least for Jazzy, she's just kind of mixed about it. She will just plop and be chunk like this. Oh, sweet, sweet, chunk, chunk. Just sprawled out like a little muffin, a little loaf of bread. Oh, with all your thickums. With all the Jazzy thickums. Love small dogs. I kind of like more bigger dogs, personally. Not like huge ones. Like a Saint Bernard is a little too much. But, you know, like Malamutes, Huskies, Shepherds, you know, like these dogs too. Like they're like that perfect size for me where I'm like, you know, they're not too huge. So I don't like big lizards too. I kind of really remember having my dad at least did, you know, that name, it was named Iggy, you know, because he was an iguana. But unfortunately, wasn't able to really, you know, survive too long out here, you know, in the PNW. I mean, he did fine, but it was just, yeah, I think he had like a health issue that, you know, wasn't really like anyone's fault. It just, you know, for him particularly, just happened to be the case, and ended up being buried. But we had like another tiny lizard that we had for a long time. I forgot exactly what you'd call the lizard. I just know it's like kind of a small little green lizard. Then my cat Scooter, you know, at that time was just like, yeah, nah, I'm just gonna try and nip at your tail. So for a long time, he used to have like this little nook in his tail when it regrew, but it never really fully grew properly. So it was always like this weird little nook in his tail. I forgot what I called that lizard. honestly, which I kind of feel bad because it's like it was a cool little guy. Claws are fine. I know sometimes they can get pretty fucking huge depending on their species. Roommate got an Irish Wolfhound 8-month old. Aw. Irish Wolfhound. Those are like those long furred, like, almost have like huge ass beards on their muzzles kind of dogs. Are they the ones I'm thinking of right? Actually, here, let me turn my Wi Fi off so I can look it up. Corsos. Oh yeah, Cano Corsos need to live on a farm. Poor Loki decides from being stuck on 2,000 square feet. Yeah, that is shitty. Here, gotta give it a second. Oh, I think I did. All right, there we go. Holy shit! I think your roommate got a really big boy or big girl. That's a big dog, dude. Big fluffy dog. Holy shit, dude. It's like a gigantic fucking plush teddy bear, bro. That's like a bear, dude. That's a fucking bear, bro. Fucking modern lizard sizes they could charm me one day. It's so pretty, but I couldn't take care of it. Yeah, I feel you on that. I think it'd be kind of cool to maybe have like a native, like snake around here. Like a little boa or like a garter kind of snake or something. Because there's like cool native PNW snakes that I think would be I could raise and wouldn't be a big deal. But yeah, like I wouldn't really want to own a reptile necessarily, especially because I already have a dog, and then I'm unc to two other dogs. So there's some extra level stuff where it's like, man, I'm not in that position yet to invest in that quite yet. Snakes aren't gonna scare me. Oh, I love snakes, honestly. Here, well, I was about to look at monitor lizards. Oh, these things are like spooky little freaks, but I love them, dude. It's like, what's up, bitch? What's up, motherfucker? It's like flexing. This one's like, what? Is there something for me to eat? What is that? What? This one's all like, what's up, bro? You got something for me? You got a little foo-foo? What's up there, bro? This one's just like, there. I'm chilling. I want to drink some water. Slither, bitch. Doing some of that. Doing this thing. Or garter snakes do poor link activity. Well, I'm not talking about like maybe garter snakes, but actually, here, let me look up like local. It's got 15 different species. So we have a Pacific and Western rattlesnakes, which are mostly in the plateaus. And the Great Basin rattlesnake. So there's the Northern Pacific rattlesnake and then the Great Basin rattlesnake. And the Pacific rattlesnake, or the Northern Pacific one, is Western Oregon, Columbia Plateau, which I actually never knew that. And the Great Basin rattlesnake in Eastern Oregon. They're rare in Portland area, but are common in Southern and Eastern Oregon. That makes sense. That's why, they're not, I've never seen one. The Northern Rubber Boa. There's the Gopher Snake. And these are harmless. You know, these are constrictors and racers. You know, these are other ones. Then there's the western yellow-bellied racer, a slender, fast-moving snake that saw olive brown on the top of the yellow belly. Then you got the western terrestrial garter snake, the common garter snake, commonly found in the Willamette Valley. Uh, then the northwestern garter snake, the Pacific coast aquatic garter snake. So, and then you got the California king snake, the northwestern ring-necked snake, and then the sharp-tailed snake. So, got some different species out here. I wonder if there's pictures. Oh, here we go. Oh, I've seen the striped whip snakes. Actually, the last time I went rafting with the boys, and actually it was when we were helping out this family that kind of lost some shit and also kind of had some unfortunate issues, but we happened to be there to help them out a bit. They also spotted one of these little, these guys, and I just straight up picked it up, being like, "Hey, what's up, little bro? All right, let's put you out over here. You know, I'm just moving you out of the way because we don't need you spooked or nothing." And it just kind of sat there, being like, I was picked up, but I'm like, kind of want to try to slither a little bit and start, moving the fuck out. I was like, all right, here, let me put you near this little shrub. Definitely never saw it. Well, yeah, I mean, no one. I was me and that other crew that were, or that other people that were there for a minute trying to get some of their shit back. Were the ones that pointed it out. I think Logan was the only other one that might have seen it. It's called a striped whip snake because it has this like these golden, like kind of yellowish stripes on the back of their on their backs. They're harmless. They're one of the various garter snakes that are around. Let's see if there's like other snakes that I've seen before. Oh, there is the ring neck snake. That actually might have been what it was, potentially, because it also has a similar kind of thing, but I'm not too sure. Might have been one of the two different species. Y'all see the cobras riding the waves in China? Oh my god, dude, that shit was actually legit kind of fucking wild, bro. Yo, Rip, did you see that shit? Was that legit or AI? No, it was legit. Though Kyle did kind of unfortunately did not get one of the particular videos accurately because there were some birds that were kind of in midst of the flood. But most of it was real though. Like there's a lot of videos of it, and there were like a bunch of snakes and shit that were riding those like floods, but not all that footage is all snakes. Like some of them are like some birds that were in there too. So I mean, it's not like just snakes. I mean, it's all sorts of kind of fucking wildlife, but it predominantly is because I think it was because there's a breeding farm, for snakes, and they straight up like got flooded, and obviously all these fucking snakes are now just like whoop, falling into floods and shit. Never watched the video because I was skeptical. No, I mean, well, it did happen. I mean, it's a real thing, and it actually did happen. Kyle just only got one of the videos wrong, and some people in the comment section of that video that he did, they are kind of trolling him a little bit, but it's still a thing, though. I mean, there are a bunch of clips and videos about this shit. So it's a thing. It did happen. What's wild is that like a lot of them are like venomous snakes and shit, and some of these people are like, let me just pick one up and just like look at this fucking thing, and then just like yeet them. And I'm like, what are you doing? Your balls are literally the size of like titanium fucking like alloy cores of like like I don't fucking know, like the core of a planet. Like what the fuck? I would never have the balls to touch a feminist snake. Like never, bro. Like what the fuck, dude? You know what I mean? Like what? Wow. They're not likely to bite you. I don't care. If I know a snake is venomous, I am not fucking with that. I mean, if I knew that even I might get a little fucked from it, but I might be alright and I wouldn't die from it, I probably would be more likely to be like, if it's, like, yeah, Just kind of grab the tail and just like eat or something. Sure, but I ain't fucking with that though. Uh. People be crazy in Asia. Sometimes they can be. Motherfucker slap cobras on the head. Yeah, well, that's like because there's like, snake handlers and shit, or like snake musicians. I forgot what they're called, but they play like the flutes to get like the cobra to be like, kind of dance a little bit, and every so often, they do other shit. Like, dude, there's all sorts of wild shit that people do. It's like, bruh, Yoink dude rides up on a surfboard. Yoink. Oh, you know him, Rip? Yeah, and the thing is, it's not just an Asian thing, dude. You got Floridians, Southern white boy rednecks, dude. Oh my bear, let me grab this gator. Oh my bear, let me grab this rattlesnake. I ain't gonna bite me, proceeds to kill him. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, how often do white people do shit like this? Like, we get weirdly like it always gets brought up, but it's always really underrepresented. Be like, well, those Asian people, like with the cobras, bro. But what about us white people? We do pretty much like worse, arguably, when it comes to testing fate. At least they have like some ritual and shit where the music has probably helped soothing the snake in a way where they could probably, and it probably has been trained to be the way it is, and shit. It's probably like actually, like as a like a pet, owned by that person kind of thing. So I'm pretty sure it's all fine. That's why people though. I'm sorry, we ain't like that. We're the hold our beer and we're just testing fate, when it comes to that shit. I'm just smart enough to know when to and not when to do that shit. Because I'm not dumb. Traditionally, I think you can survive most bites with treatment. I mean, yeah. For real, I hate Pentecostals. Oh, 100%. Yeah, dude, those fucking weirdos. Abusing and, traumatizing these saints. I don't feel bad for any of them that get bit by that shit. These yokel ass Kentucky fucking churches with like 20 people in them, and you got this crazy, like, oh, with a fucking rattlesnake and you get bit. Yeah, I don't feel bad for you. I literally won't. Actually, I'll laugh at that. Because it's like you're just fucking insane. You're stupid. You're insane and stupid. What a pleasant combo, with being a religious zealot freak on a very interesting blend. Want to have a little gator meat with doing Stuthius? Ah, I've always wanted to try gator meat anyway. RFK eating snake. Too bad it wasn't venomous. Yeah, and too bad he's literally like causing this like diuretical bullshit, dude. Like there's so much deregulation going on when it comes to the food industry. Where I would get like lunch at Taco Bell sometimes. Apparently, this whole diarrhea parasite thing is also linked to Taco Bell on top of a bunch of other things like bagged greens and other produce as well. And it's just like, man, sometimes, if I don't want to necessarily get something, from my work and I want to change it up, there's that TB, bro. I'll get like, Crunchwrap Supreme where I customized it where fuck the sour cream, fuck that, tomato. I add onion instead of tomato, and then instead of sour cream, I just put a little extra chi and then I get some, sauce, and then I add rice on top of that. Bro, that's the way to do it. That's a crunch wrap, bro. I tell you what. But point being though, it's like I can't even enjoy that now because what I'm gonna get this parasitical thing and like shit my brains out honestly. I thought that was an onion. I mean, apparently there is like I don't know if it's like a joke, but I'm pretty sure. I think there is to a degree, some extent where it is linked to it. I know DFF when they were doing their episode today. When I was listening in, I didn't completely tune in because I was in the shower, but I do remember hearing them talk about like, yeah, that's there is a linkage to it to an extent. It's not like nationwide, with Taco Bell specifically. It's just yeah, they're with this parasite or whatever the fuck. It's, at least a few locations for Taco Bells, that have been linked to that. I think like only a couple of them though. But still, it's like I ain't risking that shit. As far as I know, there isn't any case in Oregon, but I ain't trying to be patient zero out here. Or a patient of it at all. So diarrhea parasite man thought Trump. Yeah, because he wants us all wear shit diapers just like he does. Takes things about 2 weeks to produce enough venom to take enough. That sounds good. That depends on a snake, dog. There's definitely. I mean, I don't want to get too hard into it, but I know about that 100%. Maybe for certain snakes, sure. Depends on the circumstance. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure you can have the same exact circumstance with the black mamba or king cobra. You know what I mean? Now I'm just being cheeky, but that you sitting down made me flinch. Well, I'm sorry that made you flinch. I'm also already sitting down. I'm just been chilling. I don't know. Like, am I bad? I guess. I'm sorry. I know a snake that's got a lot of venom. Oh, mamas aren't even the most deadly. Well, I know they're not. They're up there though. Apparently, it wasn't indirectly linked, or it's indirectly linked. It wasn't Taco Bell's fault. It was produce contaminated downstream with them. Okay, I got you. That's kind of what I figured because it was only like one or two different locations that happened to have it happen. That's why I said it's kind of ish, and not really. Because I figured it was more of like a downstream effect, kind of thing, more so than like it's their shit. Those mofos are fast. Yeah, and if you get bit by one, you literally need to be by like a medical center like as soon as possible because you could die from that. Even as a healthy adult, you could potentially die from that shit. Luckily, they don't exist out here. They're not here in the PNW or in the Americas. So the workers being forced to poop in the fields. This is why we need to ensure farmers get breaks. It's not just that, but also because like they're letting like gray water be used to fertilize a lot of plants, which is also shocker sewage water. So that's great. Regulations have died in this country because fuck it. Instead of a what was that fucking electrical light, fucking water or whatever the fuck. I mean, that was an idiocracy. Instead of that, we got like sewage gray water because it's good for the plants or some shit like that. I'm blanking on Electroraid or something. Whatever the fuck. You get the point. Not well. Yep. Thank RFK. Thank Trump. Thank MAGA. Thank the fucking Epstein class. Thank these fucking Democrats who give a fuck all and rather work with fascists and laugh in your face and spit at you. Especially on the virtue of Zionism, because that's all they give a fuck about anyway. So it's like, think all that. Think our fucking system as it is of the United States of America, our entire government and what it's always been about, because this is what it is. Now they can just get away with it because so far no one ain't gonna give a shit to stop it. Or give a fuck to do it. Because evidently protests hasn't worked enough. Electrolytes. It's what plants crave. Well, I know the fucking, mantra. I mean, just trying to figure out what the name of the like the equivalent of Gatorade that they had for it. Let's go out Canadian right now. We got our problems, but at least we aren't gonna water fields with little sewage. Yeah, yeah. At least Brondo, fucking Brondo. That's what it was. Anyway, but yeah, like because like dude, we're literally doing like sewage water Brondo, bro. That's what we're doing. At least Oregon, I will say, at least has like some extent of being able to regulate that as well, because our shit hasn't changed. But that doesn't mean that we're still feeling the repercussions, because like yeah, we're getting shit that's imported from shit that is doing that right now. It's like what the fuck? Fido. What, are you curious about my fidget spinner or something? Oh, now you're dragging off. Why would you care? Portland literally built a multi-million-dollar project to manage sewage water. At least Metro has this shit together. To a degree, at least. Our senators representing sexual Zionists here in Oregon. I truly don't know. Yes, there definitely are. Oh, speaking of, for the Portlanders, what do y'all think about that Forest Park fucking project of deforesting hundreds of different trees for a fucking gigantic PG&E, Portland General Electric, fucking power line for all that shit? Because, fuck our parks, right? That obviously, doesn't matter, so we could just cut down a bunch of shit. We'll make excuses to keep some other native trees because it doesn't impact the fucking, power lines. But let's just deforest like hundreds of fucking, evergreens. So why? Profit. Fuck you. That's why. Compassion fatigue. Man. I mean, we can't let that shit, I don't know. I guess no matter what, it's probably gonna still happen, but we're concerned about the CEI. We're gonna set the city instead of dragging their feet on. Well, let's just hope that honestly, there's at least like a switch in the local municipality and government that can actually address some of the shit and maybe even cancel or even stall a bunch of the shit, because like why must Oregon be so co-opted by corporate neoliberal scum? It's a much bigger deal than little's being done about it. Well, probably because people aren't really as informed about it, because I'm not as informed about it either. I know it's definitely not a good thing. I just don't really know too much about it. We're drowning in shit lib. Yep, shit liberty. Because you'll accept liberal fascism and be happy with it. Liberal corporatism, bro. You'll accept and be happy because at least we don't like lynch trans people and shit, bro. You'll be happy, bro. It's like fuck you, you actual rapacious bitch. The Caucasian. It's going to cost billions either to retrofit or move the infrastructure, and corporations own it absolutely don't want to pay for it. Sounds like they should probably suck it up and maybe pay for it and pull themselves by the bootstraps like they tell the average worker, right? Too bad that the fucking, government doesn't want to care about that shit. Is this thing already dead with the fucking juice in here? Do I have to really refill it already? No. Boo. Same with Bynum. And I fucking hate that, like, back when I was in Clackamas County, that they voted for her bitch ass. So fuck her. I am, ugh. I saw the right on for her right off the bat, and I always thought she was kind of lame. Then that Israel didn't even being kind of somewhat pro ICE, too. I think Burnley is the only Oregon politician that's never taken APAC money. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is actually true. And even isn't he still somewhat like Zionist to a degree? Not like kind of liberal Zionist esque. I mean, he's never really made like a strong statement one way or the other. Oof, yeah, Biden voted for the Lincoln Riley Act. Yep. Yeah, she's pro ICE too, so fuck that cunt. Fuck her. Grade A bitch. I thought she was a great C bitch up until I, realized all, the real damage that she was going to be a part of. So fuck her. Hope she gets voted out. Waiting for North Americans' very own internal oil spill disaster in those Great Lakes. There's a pipeline array made in 1950, so it's only designed to last for years. Hmm. Jeff voice. Ling and Riley. The weekly Riley Act. Spielberg kisses against genocide issues with Margaret is pretty bad. Public speaker, not great at conveying his stances. Okay. Well, like I said, I just wasn't really that worried about it. It's like how they use what happened to her to push the agenda for a girl. I know, it's so fucking disgusting. I mean, leave it to Republicans, well, Democrats too, to an extent, to do such rapacious shit because it's just fucking filthy. And you think that her fucking family wanted to, like, especially at that State Union, last time where that was brought up, like, you think that, they wanted that? Because they definitely didn't. It, like, it's just fucking stupid shit and bullshit. Like, nah. Like, I mean, instead of, like, just, using them for PR points and then just bolstering your fascist nature, why don't you actually, put some fucking real respect to her name? Because that's fucked. She shouldn't have to be remembered over that. History books are going to be wild if it lasts long enough to write anything in the 2010s, 2020s. Well, even when I was in like senior year of high school, we were literally having like some stuff on like history and shit. Like I remember on my like U.S. government class, we had to do a project on more like modern governmental politics a little bit and make a project related to one way, shape, and form around it. And that was like 2014, 2015, and so that was more concurrent. Like, I mean, we're already doing that almost, and that was a decade ago when I was doing that shit. I mean, even like when it came to like different classes I took in college, it was the same way to an extent. I mean, because it's always actively ongoing. Because those like newly fresh written books are, going to be at least major staples to bigger textbooks later down the line. When it comes to being a part of history. And yeah, like I mean, we're already doing that, and we're going to be seeing that now. Like I'm sure a lot of kids, if they are paying attention, if they give a fuck anymore in this shit education system, they probably are reading shit like that, and probably are, like especially with the like pre-COVID era, I suppose. At this point, I mean, that's probably what they're learning about now. Because I mean, I remember having to like learn about 9/11, even though I have vague memories and experiencing that shit. You know, at least when it came to watching it on TV. And I even remember that telling my dad, being like, "Yo, where can we see where the towers fell?" Because I literally thought it was like in Portland, not New York, because my worldview was not that big yet. But my dad was like, "Oh, that was in a different city. That wasn't here." I literally went like, "Oh." I literally went all like not realizing the context of all the shit because it was literally like a few weeks later we were just driving around. I don't even remember what we were doing, but I just remember asking that question, and being like, "Oh, we can't see the rubble." That's why I kind of have to love and hate kids because we're just you're raw. You end up being raw as fuck, a little bit like that. For Baron History books. I haven't met my big beautiful bill to eliminate. Oh, I see. Hold on. There will be no more history books. We are banning on his books with my amended and my big beautiful bill. The biggest beautiful bill to ever live, folks. Let me tell you, it's the most amazing bill to be a build. And I have amended it to be made sure that we are banning on eliminating history books for all children to roam. And they need to learn the narrow, not the bash, for it don't matter. Let me tell you, I'm really trying to work on my like dementia Trump right now because I only know like the old Trump. I mean, I can't really do that anymore. Like he's just not that. I gotta try to learn a little bit with the really old grandpa like dementia, like literally like dying Trump. Like I gotta do that. And even then, that's not even really that accurate. But that's probably as close as I'm gonna get for now. I have to tweak it a little further. Oh my god. Can cholesterol and congestive heart failure and whatever the fuck he's got, just take him already, please. I actually would rather have Just Dance Advanced boy, over here, Just Dance Vance. Like I don't care. Like I actually would rather have Vance because he would probably, even though he's a minority faction of the Republican Party, watch him clean house and be like, nah, we're kind of balancing this shit a little bit. No more yes men shit. Watch him do that. He's not like the best, and I don't even like him. He's a tool, regardless. But like, man, I unironically think that would really be better for the rest of this tenure. Like, I'm not even joking. Please, like, things come in threes. We had Lindsey Graham. Let it be Mitch McConnell or Trump, one of the two, and then let Mitch McConnell or Trump, one of the two, be the third. Like, please, things come in threes, in triptychs. Come on, let's fucking go. Let's fucking. Let's go. We need it. Literally, the cosmos would be balanced. The universe will be balanced. Big boy. Don't you agree, big boy? It's due. How can we have a president that wears eyeliner? How unconstructed to wear eyeliner? Basically, a woman. Return our Wi-Fi hotspot back on. Hold up. You wanna know why? You wanna know why? Hold on. I'll show you why. As soon as okay, there we go. You just need to find the right one, or at least a good one. Also, make sure it's turned up. Here we go. This is a good one.
Okay.
Just Dance Advance, bro. What about this? He's unstoppable. Vance is unstoppable, bro. I mean, you can't stop him. He's Just Dance Advance, dude. What about this? With the boys. Dance with the boys, bro. By the way, I'm so glad I discovered this band, Viagra Boys, because this song is a bop. Fucking Cash Patel. Dude, you know, just average Tuesday in New York, bro, with the boys. And then they all just dive off together. Why? I have no idea, but that's what they do. Because, you know, he's just unstoppable, bro. Just Dance Vance, man. You can't stop him. So why is... Come on. You just let me play that, you hoe. Come on. There we go. Cool. Even they are thriving in Mamdani's caliphate. Yeah, exactly. If Just Dance Vance is, thriving, dude, I mean, inshallah, praise be his name, dude. Mamdanistan is thriving, bro. Everyone's moshing and fucking beating to the beat, bro. The actual problem was men are inherently better than leaders. Wait, what? I missed a few. There was a Jubilee video I was watching this morning with Dean Withers debating conservative women on why. Oh, I haven't seen it, but I have saw that on the radar and the grapevine a little bit. The actual prompt was men are not inherently better leaders than women, but that's just where they all took it. I mean, I've seen a few clips from it, but I haven't seen the whole thing. But yeah, it is a little it definitely is a little weird, with these MAGA bitches sometimes. I hate to say it, but that's just you Mar-a-Lago ass crazy O's. What's wrong with y'all? You literally are antithetical to your rights and who you are as a person, as a woman. Come on. I mean, can't win them all, I suppose, but what the fuck? You actually yearn for the Handmaid's Tale. Why? Why? I've been looking for 2 minutes that or an hour, but this old butter knife, I give up. Watch it just literally be somewhere where it's under your bed or under your desk or something. Watch it just be in a stupid, weird, innocuous spot or some shit, dude. Because I've had that happen to me so many times. I feel that. I really feel that. They substitute and then realize what the fuck? That's where it's been the whole time. After using that substitute a couple times, it's damn. Well, how can a woman be president? Countries like Afghanistan won't respect us like they respect us now. Yeah, what the fuck does that even mean? See, I never watched all that shit because I didn't get to that part or anything. But I will say, man, that shit that's diabolical. You're implying that America is respected because we're some fascistic imperialist fucking global state, and yet you think that, oh, if we had a woman instead, oh, we just wouldn't anymore. Oh, because like the idea of the threat behind the sword is now weakened because we have a woman as a president. And then we have someone like Hillary who is bloodthirsty about going to war with Russia, by the way. So, we really want to play that fucking game? Not even to, like, you know, get into the tangents of, like, women who are fucking bad bitches and actual military warriors like Boudica, Joan of Arc, and many others, and also, like, fucking, bad bitches of history, who were, like, like, Olivia Pavlichenko, who were, like, soldiers and were fighters in their own right. Like, there's plenty of them that are out there like this. But, oh, like, women can't be leaders, huh? Fuck off. What happened to Random Rants? I don't know. He's just not here tonight. I mean, he's not here like every stream. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's lurking. Never mind other go-to stuff female leaders that have more respect than us. That too. Look at Shine Bomb of Mexico. I have immense respect for her because she's actually badass. She's awesome. I mean, she's still got some flaws and shit, but so does every fucking world leader. I can't really like dog on that too hard. But overall, the results, kind of speak for themselves given the circumstances of what's happened, to Mexico, not even as a fault to their government, but because of the United States and their fucking drug war that we've committed against that nation and amongst other nations in Latin America and the Americas abroad. It continued to do so. She was a colonel in the U.S. Air Force or something. A woman created modern computer coding. I haven't heard about that, but that'd be interesting. I hate to keep turning off and on my Wi-Fi hotspot because I'm trying to save the data on it, but like, I want to look that up actually. I know there's what was his name? Alan Turing with the Turing machine. Like there was him, who created like the prototype and the basic modern idea of a computer, especially to break the Enigma codes. Here, let's see. There's actually some different. Some different answers. Weirdly enough. So there's Ada Lovelace, or Augusta Ada King, Countess of Lovelace, and was an English mathematician and writer, chiefly known on her work on Charles Babbage's proposed mechanical general purpose computer. In the analytical engine, she was the first to recognize the machine had applications beyond pure calculation. Lovelace is often considered the first computer programmer. You want to know when she was born? Guess the year. Because this is actually kind of fucking shocking to me a little bit. Dirty Dan, sounds like you know the answer. Or maybe you do. Don't look it up. I want to see if anyone can take a guess. crazy enough, she didn't live long either. 1890. Taylor, strangely enough, you're pretty close. Not that close, but I give up. Wait, did you? Well, I don't. At least YouTube didn't show it. Hold on, let me do this. There we go. 426. Inky, come on. Just looked it up, lol. Well, I know you did, Dirty, so I guess you're excluded out of this guessing. Well, you know, fuck it. She was born in December 10th, 1815. And she passed away in 27th of November, 1852. She was only 36 years old. But yet, it's considered a massive pioneer of this, which now I'm kind of curious, like, what was her, like, what happened? Like, what was her death? What happened there? How'd she die so young? From cervical cancer, which contemporary accounts called uterine cancer since the distinction between the two was not made at the time. The illness lasted several months, which the time Lady Bryan took command over whom Ada saw, excluded all of her friends and confidants. Under her mother's influence, Ada had a religious transformation, was coaxed into repent her previous conduct and making Lady Bryan her executor. She lost contact with her husband after confessing something to him on August 30th, which has caused him to abandon her bedside. Does not know what she told him. She was buried at a request next to her father at Church of St. Mary Magdalene in Hucknall, Nottinghamshire. So, damn. Cancer. Even back in the day, man, fuck cancer. Rip Queen. Facts. Based on our notes, we figured out. Oh, yeah. I mean... Oh, actually... Here's actually something, that I just happened to kind of graze unintentionally. Lovelace became close friends with her tutor, Mary Somerville, who introduced her to Charles Babbage in 1833. She had strong respect and affection for Somerville, and they corresponded for many years. Other acquaintances include the scientist Andrew Crossy, Sir David Brewster, Charles Wheatstone, Michael Faraday, and the author Charles Dickens. Interesting. She was president at court at the age of 17 and became popular at belle at the season. Interesting. Because of her brilliant mind. By 1834, Ada was a regular at the court and started attending various events. She danced often, was able to charm many people, and was described by most people as being dainty, though John Hobhouse, Brian's friend, described her as a large, coarse-skinned young woman, but with something in my friend's features, particularly the mouth. What? Okay, I didn't read that part. What the fuck? That's kind of weird. What does that even mean, bro? Like, particularly the mouth of your friend. Like, who's your friend, bro? Why the mouth? Hey, yo, what's going on there, dog? This description followed their meeting on 24th February 1834, in which Ada made it clear that to Hobhouse she did not like him. I wonder why. Probably due to her mother's influence, which led her to dislike all of her father's friends. I don't know if that's entirely the case in this particular situation. The first impression was not to last, and they later eventually became friends. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe he chilled out. That's weird. I only wanted to see that because of the brilliant mind part. I just didn't read everything else, but I figured to read the rest of it because fuck it. But like, well, okay, interesting. What dost thou mouth doeth? Full thou with facts, yes. What? Though thou with facteth. Yes. What the fuck? She was Cohen, Jack Black's mom, Nathan, a contributor to St. Paul 13 and Hello Telescope. Really? Actually, here, let me look that up too. Judith Cohen. There's a lot of them. Yeah, I'll just do a few Google instead. Oh, aerospace engineer. There we go. She was electrical engineer on the Minuteman Missile Science Ground Station for the Hubble Space Telescope and the Tracking Data Key Relay Satellite and the Apollo Space Program. Particular work on the abort guidance system is credited with help St. Paul 13. After retirement from engineering, she founded Children's Multimedia Publishing Company, eventually publishing more than 20 titles before her death in 2016. She was the mother of computer scientist, engineer Neil Siegel and the actor-musician Jack Black. Well, that actually is fucking cool as fuck. That's cool as hell. Famously solving a significant engineering problem via phone when shortly before giving birth to him on the same date. Really? I want to see if I can find something on that. I guess it doesn't say it here. Okay, so no, Jack Black was the fourth son, but that was already after I think she retired. From what it seems like. At least from what it looks like. So I think it might have been a different son. Better. That wouldn't surprise me. Well, yeah. Well, it even says here, Cohen married Tom William Black, who converted to Judaism for her in 1969. Cohen had her fourth child, who would grow to become an actor and musician, Jack Black. You know, so yeah. I mean, she grew up Jewish, so probably was Zionist just based off her own faith and stuff. Which, at least at that time, I can't blame her. At this point, I don't know. I'd probably be like, what the fuck? But, that was a decade ago when she passed. So, I mean, this is not to say, but hey, she still has so many fucking badass contributions no matter what. So, you can't talk on that no matter, so. Yeah, I'll do a little time check. It's actually 11:11. Make a wish. 1111. 11111. Oh, you sleepy little Vita boy. What's up, buddy? The way I was thinking of was originally Grace Hopper. She created multiple computer coding languages and solved numerous equations that were thought to be unsolvable. 1906 when she was born, goddamn. In the rear admiral too. Alright. Damn, bad bitch status right there. Look at her. Alright. Alright, Gramps. Or Grammys. Gramps, what the fuck? Fucking going ham on that. Alright. How's she even, like, getting that? Like, I kind of want to learn about that shit a little bit. Hold up. Career. Tried to commission in the Navy in early World War II. Well, yeah, it turned out. She was told to list and her weight to high ratio was too low. She was also died on base her job as a mathematician and mathematics professor at. That was wow, really? That's stupid. During the war, 1903, operated team to leave assets. So saying she was one of the main women volunteered for the Waves, which is the women accepted for volunteer emergency service, or Waves. So it's like a U.S. Navy Reserve program. She had an exemption to be commissioned. She was 15 pounds below the Navy minimum and the weight of 120 pounds. She reported, so she was under 5 pounds at the time. She reported December and trained in Naval Reserve. Okay, so basically during World War II. Oh shit! He's doing a picture of her in 1960 during a thing. Hell yeah. It's cool shit. Dude, imagine that being your computer, bro. Imagine doing social media on that. Joking, but still. So, she graduated first class in 44, was signed to the Bureau of Ships Computation Project at Harvard University as a lieutenant, junior grade. She served on the Mark I computer programming staff headed by Howard A. Atkin. Hopper and Atkin co-authored 3 papers in Mark I. What is this? Is that what we were looking at? I forgot I had this on the playlist. Nice. So, what's like the best picture of this fucking thing? I guess maybe this close up of input, output, and control readers, which they're in little special boxes, but Harvard IBM Mark I computer, left side of the computer. So this is like the left side of it with all the guts and shit inside, which I mean, I can see a reflection of a dude taking a picture, and the shit's huge. Yeah, this thing looks like it took an entire fucking room up or a garage. There's even a reflection of someone right here. Showing how huge this shit is. Like, goddamn. The Mark 1, bro. From IBM, Automatic Sequence Control Calculator. ASCC, that's what the oh my god. Yeah, let's go back to the, there we go. No, there we go. Back to Grace Harper. I want to learn more. 1949, Harper became an employee of Eckert Mauchly Computer Corporation as a senior mathematician and joined the team developing the UNIVAC 1. Which, what the fuck is that? Oh, I think that's what we're looking at. Ooh. Ooh, the UNIVAC won the United States Census Bureau in 1951. Got a fancy dude who's probably, hyped on cocaine after his bathroom break, just chilling over there, just like, I'm on my computer. Dude, that literally looks like the most insane, like, thing. Like, what do you do with that? How would you even operate this damn thing? Pretty sure that was the first network that allowed computers to talk to each other. Yeah, where you would get like shit printed out, with codes and stuff, being like, hey, we're receiving information back and forth, based on the input of the operator using it. Like that's basically what that shit was, which goes over my head immensely, but still cool as fuck. I won't say that much. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of wondering where my homeboy Logino went, because at this rate, because I'm kind of like, kind of want to hit him up with a little call. Be like, yo. So, won't wrap it up quite yet, but we'll do a little outro. Even though we've literally had the most like craziest conversations tonight, which honestly, in a weird way, I'm glad we didn't really get too hardcore into politics like us. Thank fuck, and we need a little fresh air on that one, no pun intended. Because like, the air ain't no fresh when it comes to the world, unfortunately. But hey, can't fret on it every fucking day. It's like one more little sippy poo. I'll save that for mine. Slow but surely load up of this other bowl. Actually, yeah, I need to cash this out first. I think I've been meaning to do that. I think I've been bogarting on this for a minute. Don't be doing that. No, don't be doing that. No. All right, come on. Oh, we still got some heat. Don't be doing that. At least it's off in the corner. Nothing to worry about. I'll say, my neck is feeling a lot more bit, y'all. With how, wait, what? Who's up twiddling their toes? I mean, I'm doing kind of like a music version of that where I'm just like kind of, tap my toes occasionally to, the beats of music. What the fuck is still burning over here? Come on, man, goddamn. Lord have mercy. Okay, now it's alright. Now stop. Jesus. Go be the boy. You go get a little scritch. Get a little scritch in. You big little round balls. Foof. You do it more. Better. Yeah. Peter, why'd you run away? I don't know why. Is it just me, or does it feel like it's fucking hot in here somehow? I'm not even joking. Like, what the fuck? Ugh. It's kind of cooling for a minute. Now I'm just like, eh. Pretty sure my hair is not helping because it's just, yeah. And also now at this point my hair is like partially dipped with sweat. And I just washed it earlier because it was already hot as fucking bad, and I don't want to do it again. Like, That's your photons a lot. Let me reach through the screen and see. Are you trying to see the feet? So, like, cause I keep my feet away. No, they're reserved for me and me alone. I'm sensitive about my feet. You can do that for other people, but no, the temp. Oh, the temp. I don't know. It was out of context of fucking Dirty Dan. Damn it, just being a little Dirty Dan. I don't know. I read it wrong. Man, I don't know. Like, I got a fan. I got a window open. I got like trying to air shit out. Like, it's not helping. Actually, it kind of is a little bit, now to a degree, but still, not really that much. It's just, ugh. Fiends Arm anime. They're disturbed. And also, like, why? Out of all the body parts, that, you know what, like, that shit got going on down there? Like, no, no. Sleep in the basement? Oh my god. What the fuck? No, you don't. Because Tempest Nicer? Well, fair enough, actually. I guess maybe you actually do. I thought you meant that figuratively, not literally, but hey, honestly, I would prefer that because when it comes to hot temperatures, living underground is actually kind of a way to do it. So, yeah. Because heat rises, and this sucks. I honestly wish I was on the first floor because I don't care if people on the top have like little, bullshit or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want the heat to rise. I want like a cooler space. You know what I mean? Like, because this shit sucks. Luckily, it ain't permanent space, so I'll tell you that much. But like, ugh, ass. I sleep upstairs where it's hot. Yeah, no shit, for real. I just wish I had a choice, but nope. Single floor apartment, but a second story, and we're on the top floor. So, where do you think all the heat's rising into? Ugh, lovely. I'm on top floor, but we're on 2 floor, so yeah, because there really is a massive difference to it. We just some straight up AC units up in this bitch. All up in this bitch. I'll take like a little swamp cooler thing where it just blows cool air as long as there's water and shit right in the corner instead of a fan. Like, I'll do that because that's actually nice as fuck. But I don't think I could do an AC right here just on the virtue that, like, one, my bed would be right there, and also two, streams. I'd be more vocal, so that wouldn't be as good. But either way, make it work. Ugh. Ugh. I hate the heat. At least Cascadia is still better than most of the world where they're having a heat wave death. The foot, they're still suffering too. It's just usually delayed when it happens. Boom. New. But, I'll at least get your last little bit of bad boy out and whip out a little food and hit my boy up and see what's up. See what his little ETA is and all that good shit. See what's happening. Who knows? Maybe I'll link up with him somewhere. I mean, it'll be a little late for it, but we'll see. But for now, we'll call good. So peace out and toodaloo. Until that next time.